Most gardens fail quietly, not because the gardener is lazy, but because the soil is tired, nutrients get washed out, microbes starve, you add compost, the plants respond for a season, then everything fades again. But there's a forgotten method that doesn't feed plants for a moment. It rebuilds soil for decades. When you unlock it, growth stops being seasonal and starts becoming, well, unstoppable. This is rock fermentation, and once you understand it, you'll never see soil the same way again. Why soil keeps dying even when you fertilize. Modern soil problems don't start with nitrogen, they start with missing minerals and broken biology. Plants don't just need NPK, they need calcium to move nutrients, magnesium to power photosynthesis, silica to strengthen cell walls, iron and trace elements to run enzymes, and living microbes to unlock all of it. When soil lacks minerals, microbes can't function properly. When microbes fail, nutrients stay locked. Fertilizer becomes a temporary crutch instead of a solution. Forever soil is different. It doesn't rely on constant inputs, it regenerates itself because minerals and microbes work together as a system. Rock fermentation is the bridge that reconnects that system. What rock fermentation really does. Raw rock dust on its own works slowly, sometimes too slowly for impatient gardeners. Fermentation changes that. When you ferment mineral-rich rock with biology, you pre-digest the minerals. Microbes attach themselves to the rock surface, release organic acids, and start dissolving nutrients into plant-available forms. By the time it hits your soil, the hard work is already done. This isn't compost. Compost feeds microbes. Fermented rock builds the microbial engine and mineral bank at the same time. That's why the effects compound year after year instead of fading. Choosing the right rock without overthinking it. The best rocks are volcanic or igneous in origin because they contain a wide spectrum of minerals. Basalt rock dust is ideal. Granite also works but releases minerals slower. Avoid limestone for fermentation because it spikes pH too aggressively. You want diversity, not dominance. The rock must be finely ground. Powder or very fine dust is critical. Large particles take too long to break down and don't ferment evenly. So, here's the exact rock fermentation formula that actually works. This is a proven, soil-safe ratio that, balances minerals, microbes, and energy without creating toxicity. Start by using 10 kilograms of fine basalt rock dust, then add 1 kilogram of unsulfured molasses or raw sugar as a microbial energy source. Next, add 1 kilogram of mature compost or worm castings to inoculate the ferment with diverse biology. Pour everything into a non-metal container and add 20 liters of clean, non-chlorinated water. Stir thoroughly until everything is fully suspended. Cover the mixture loosely to allow for gas exchange and ferment it in the shade for, about 10 to 14 days. Be sure to stir it once daily. You'll notice a mild earthy or yeasty smell, which is a good sign, but if it smells rotten, just go ahead and discard it. Healthy fermentation should smell alive, not foul. After fermentation, you'll want to dilute before use. Mix 1 liter of fermented rock solution into 10 liters of water for soil drenching. For garden beds, simply apply 5 liters of the diluted solution per 10 square meters directly to moist soil. So, why do plants respond so aggressively to this? Well, when fermented minerals enter the soil, microbes immediately colonize the root zone. Calcium, for instance, improves nutrient transport inside plants. Silica thickens cell walls, making stems stronger and leaves more resistant to pests. Magnesium boosts chlorophyll production, which deepens leaf color and increases sugar production. And those trace elements, they activate enzymes that regulate growth hormones. The result isn't just, faster growth, it's actually denser growth. Leaves become thicker, roots branch harder, flowers hold longer, fruits taste richer, and the soil underneath turns darker, crumbly, and alive. Here's how this creates true forever soil. Most amendments, they just wash away, but minerals don't. Once they're in the soil, they cycle endlessly through plants, microbes, and organic matter. Microbes die and release nutrients. Roots exude sugars and feed new microbes. Fungi bind minerals into stable soil aggregates. And, honestly, each season just builds on the last. So, this is why ancient soils, can stay fertile even thousands of years later. They weren't just fed plants, instead, they were mineralized and biologically activated. Rock fermentation actually recreates that same process, but on a garden scale. Alright, let's talk about when and how to apply for maximum impact. You want to apply the fermented rock solution right at the start of the growing season to really wake up soil biology. Then, apply again mid-season, when your plants are actively growing. Just remember, avoid applying to dry soil. Moisture honestly helps microbes move and colonize a lot faster. For new garden beds, apply before planting and just lightly incorporate it into the topsoil. For established beds, go ahead and drench around the root zone. Trees and perennials, well, they benefit massively from this because minerals accumulate year after year. So, let's talk about some common mistakes that can really ruin your results. First off, over-application doesn't actually speed things up. Minerals, they work through balance, not force. If you use too much rock dust without the right biology, it can actually tie up nutrients for a while. Skipping fermentation? Well, that just slows everything down. And using chlorinated water, that kills the very microbes you're trying to grow. Oh, and metal containers? Those interfere with microbial activity and should definitely be avoided. Patience really matters here. You'll probably see some visible growth improvement within a few weeks, but honestly, the real magic shows up in the second and third seasons when your soil structure and fertility finally stabilize. So, why does this beat fertilizers in the long run? Well, fertilizers just push plants, while rock fermentation actually builds systems. One creates dependency, the other resilience. Plants grown in mineral-rich, living soil can handle heat, drought, and pests way better. Your yields stabilize. Flavor gets better. Input costs drop. And, most importantly, your soil stops degrading and starts to improve all on its own. This is why, gardeners who adopt this method stop chasing quick fixes. They're no longer managing plants, they're managing soil life. The bigger picture every gardener should understand is this: healthy soil is not just soft dirt, it's a living mineral battery. Microbes are the wiring, roots are the interface. Rock fermentation charges the system and, honestly, keeps it charged. Once you experience what fully mineralized soil can do, everything else just feels incomplete. This isn't a trend, it's actually a return to how fertile land was built before shortcuts even existed. If this guide helped you see soil differently, you're exactly the kind of grower Soilsage Chronicles is made for. Go ahead and subscribe for more deep, practical knowledge that actually transforms gardens, and share this with someone who's, tired of fighting their soil instead of working with it.